Well, good morning, Mech Warriors. Well, it's morning for me, so that's just how it's going. How are you all today? I hope you're all very, very well. Today we have another round of Trial of Combat, 5v5. We're up to week 3 here. It is FCOB versus CSPS, their second team, or B team, or I don't know how we want to sort of put that, but it's not the A team. Today we have week 3 up, so it is the 1v1, as you can see, is going to be on Boreal Reach, Polar Highlands next, Frozen City, Classic, Terra Firma, Tourmaline, and River City. I will explain to you guys what the caps are and how we're going to do it, what we're going to do as we sort of get going. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is launch very quickly into this 1v1. I'll explain how that works in a minute, because these guys have been waiting around very patiently. I'm a couple of minutes slow this morning because my lovely NAS decided to hang itself overnight. Not literally, but, you know, power surge or something. I don't know what the hell happened. And, yeah, just wasn't working this morning. So hence we're starting the cast a little bit late. And I do want to race through this as quick as I can. So we'll jump through to the lobby stuff right now, the 1v1s, and get on underway with it. Now, in the meantime, we have a very special guest here with us on the cast today. Would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Bowser?
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hey, there he is. All right, we're just jumping into the 1v1 now, because I don't want to wait too much longer for these guys. I sort of made them wait a little bit already. So, what is the build today? It is a Black Knight with large lasers and medium lasers on it. Okay.
You launched it just too soon. I got kicked out, so.
Oh, really? Must have been really bad timing. Okay, so we've got 2 guys in Black Knights because it is a mirror match. These guys do have to play in the same mechs. Oh, there's some
Black Knight is a very interesting build. It's very interesting because it has an XL. What I've noticed is that the meta while playing that mech devolves around whoever can pinpoint a side torso and take it off first.
Yep, I would definitely agree.
It has a lot of heat sinks, so heat generally isn't an issue, especially because it's a mirror build. So the bigger issue would just be shielding that side torso.
And we see Andy Mech's CT is already lit up here, but James Bomb's torso is super open. Andy Mech can take him out with 1 shot, whereas James is going to need to take 2 shots to kill Andy Mech at this point. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, Andy's torso is open now as well. Oh, and James's torso is open as well now too. And CT as well. Oh, they're both hot. You can tell they're running away. Andy CT is just about done. I think James is going to pull this off with a single shot. No! Andy Mech gets his torso! Andy Mech is cherry red CT, but manages to nail the torso of James there and just takes out the 1v1 by what we in Australia would call a bee's dick. And look at the damage, basically the same. 360, 330, or 340, basically. So, oof. Close game. Right. Match number, well, I suppose not match number 1, but drop number 2 is where we're off to today. Polar Highlands and Theta. Ooh. Okay then. Okay.
So Polar Highlands is very interesting because you can definitely play it more aggressively in a more of a brawl fashion because it's around Theta and there's a bunch of like crevices and canyons around. But what I've noticed is that teams majority they go for medium pulse or some sort of range of that fashion.
Now,
rather than something like Caustic or some other map like Canyon or whatever, where you'd be more inclined to push. On this, you're more inclined to skirmish.
Yeah, I've just sent you a little link there. I'm just trying to find out who's on what side for these drops. But feel free to do a little bit of doodling, because I'm going to switch over to the map strat for you. Team 1. Swapping the sides around. So yeah, the fight is basically at good old Theta. Of course, time I change the color, this happens. So yeah, the fight is over here at Theta, guys. Essentially, but like as I said, there is a few little ridges and stuff. You can sort of. There we go. Here the arrows appear. I'll let you talk through what you're drawing there, mate.
So it's fairly self-explanatory. Like I said, there's a bit of range on this map. So I've even seen teams take a more rangey medium map and use that to even snipe a little bit. So the arrows point to a lot of hills, and maybe hard to tell on the map, but there are quite a bit of hills around the Theta area. And you definitely don't have, like I said, you don't have to YOLO in. You don't have to push in at all. So where I have on the map, that's a couple 100 meters out from Theta, maybe 400 or 500 meters out from Theta. It's a big map.
Yeah, those two ridges is almost, I think, from like K11 to J12, it's nearly like 700 meters or something in total. So, But you definitely wouldn't dive right on Theta, would you?
It depends. If they take something like a flea, then a flea can absolutely do it.
Oh, flea bags. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And it may even come to a scenario where both teams take a flea, and that will be a very interesting fight to see on Theta. Otherwise, though, if there's not a flea, generally you won't rush it.
So it's basically, if it's a fleas on fleas fight, yes. If not, maybe, yeah.
I personally would not take the flea on flea fight. Those are very dangerous. Fleas die very quickly. So that may be the case. Like one team is a medium laser flea and the other is a small pulse flea, and then they basically just self-deny each other off the cap zone. So we may.
I wonder who's going to bring them. Are they both going to have fleas? I mean, you would think
so.
Yeah, I would think
the same thing.
Fleas are pretty
typical on this map. I think so.
Yeah, I would definitely be bringing flea bags because I mean, controlling the cap is actually pretty important when there's only one cap. To at least bring the fight to you on your terms.
And something interesting, especially happens on these early lighter drops, is that the cap points scale quickly. There's not a lot of time in the matches, and taking Theta can be hard if the enemy has like a Overwatch or a Concave onto the cap point. So what we can see happen is teams just don't realize that, you know, it's been maybe a couple minutes, right? They take the skirmish deck, it's been a couple minutes, they're just trying to play safe. And then, oh, the enemy's so far ahead in caps that you can't come back. And that happens quite a lot.
I've actually seen that a couple of times where the caps are like, hang on a minute, we actually have to do something now because the enemy is at 300 caps already. Exactly. And we're like, oh, we've been skirmishing for 5 minutes.
That's the interesting thing, it's not even 300, like it's less than that. It's actually, it can be like 150, 175, and it's like by that point.
Just finding a little picture here to be representative of Bowser. No. Oh yeah, baby. That looks. Okay, right. Now we've got a little Bowser picture up there on the stream. That's good. You look nice and pimped out, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, so just catching up for the guys that are joining the cast. So the 1v1 was won by CSPS. Andy Mc taking out James Bond on the torso. Both had a single shot left, basically to live or to die, and that was it. So we're going to launch straight into drop number 2 here.
I need you to invite me.
Oh, shit. No, you're in there already.
No, I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
What, you bugged?
Oh, it's bugged. All right. Okay, I'll have to invite you after this one because it showed me that you were there and I moved you and everything. Fuck. Oops. All good. We'll sort that out after this drop. Although it's going to be a fairly quick drop, so it should be hopefully not too bad to explain. Comstar Postal Service did take the Team 1 side as well, by the way, guys. They won the 1v1 fights, so they've obviously got a plan for certain maps in certain team sides, which is the advantage for the 1v1. You do want to win that if you do have some strategy going on in later drops. With maps, if you're not too concerned about it, well, I guess you're not too concerned about it, but it is all points. Points matter, kills matter, mechs killed matter. All for points at the end of the game. And you know what? Comstar Postal Service have no flea bags. They have a Mislinks, Wolfhound, K9, Firestarter, and a Griffin 1E. And Team 2 have no flea bags either. It's a Piranha, Wolfhound, Commando, K9, and a Crabs.
So this is going to be very interesting. It sounds like then the first team, they took a medium pulse deck, a full medium pulse deck, like I was talking about. And the other one took a SRM push deck. So this is going to be very interesting. one side will be able to keep the other off the cap, but the other side probably won't be able to just, randomly just walk into the other team, right? They're going to get farmed by all the medium pulses. So we may actually see some sort of stall that I was talking about.
Yeah, I think you're right there. It is definitely, it's mostly medium pulse on the Comstar team. And they've got commandos. I mean, there is a Wolfhound on the FCOB team, but otherwise, it's medium pulse versus medium pulse, kind of. The Piranha kind of, I don't know. The Piranha, interesting choice in in a 5v5. What do you think? I think it's a little bit weak for what it can do.
The Piranha has the problem is it's too squishy. It's basically a glass cannon.
Yep.
If you can avoid getting focused, if you can come in at the right time, it can inflict critical damage to multiple mechs really quick, turn the tide. But if it gets seen, if it gets focused, it dies to like one hit, basically. You'll get legged in maybe one hit, usually, actually. Like, legitimately, like one hit of a medium pulse burn. 5-6 medium pulse. And then that's that mech out of the fight. That's a huge disadvantage if you lose that mech. So it's really difficult to play properly.
What we've seen here, though, is... what is it? FCOB have actually got up with the Piranha and the Commando, and the Comstar Postal Service not having a fast enough deck. Have taken Theta almost three-quarter capped it, half capped it now. Without basically much opposition. So now it's coming down to medium pulse or medium pulse trade. And who has the more medium pulse? It is Comstar Postal Service. But we do have FCOB here. They're doing a big flank over the hill, around the side of the hill at the back of Theta. They're diving on the Griffin early here. Deathly Eyes is having his legs focused. He has clearly not skipped leg day, or they're just really badly aiming. James Bond has been legged though in the Crabs. Crabs is going down. Deathly Eyes has been legged as well. So Deathly kills James. Juice kills Deathly. Oh, the Piranha is legged already as well. Look at that. Yeah, glass cannon. Piranha already dead. Instant legged. One shot. Bang, bang. Dead, dead, dead. Anti-Mech and the Wolfhound is now getting chased around. Dubious here in the Mistlinks with a bunch of machine guns and heavy small lasers. It's a really interesting choice. Anti-Mech is legged. Not finished. There's two 1v1s going on at the moment here. Well, sorry, two 2v2s. It's now turning into a little bit of a gangbang on Butterboy here. I hope he's got a lot of butter for his gang. That's not gone well at all. Dubious is jump jetting around the sky like a madman. He just needs to live long enough for Chump and Jester to get over here. And they have. The Commando is legged now as well. And the K9 is legged now as well. Bang! Comstar Postal Service taking it out. With 5 kills to 2. Oh, jeez. Okay, that was quick. And yes, medium pulse won the fight there. Piranha, glass cannon, didn't quite do it. Gee whiz. Now these guys have to run around and do some capping business and all that sort of stuff. So that's always fun. And my mouse is bugged, so that's awesome. Anyway, I can't view the score screen right now because they're running across the map to do the other cap points, but they focused very, very hard there. FCOBs jumped onto CSPS's Griffin 1E with all the medium pulse, but I think with the jump jets on the Griffin 1E, he was kind of just able to shield long enough to eat enough damage that the Crab and the Piranha of FCOB all got focused down super easy, super fast. I think that was the deciding difference right there in that fight. You'll be able to see that on the stream in about, right now, if you're looking at it. And there we go, bang. Crabs dies. And they're just about capping the other point over here now, which is good. Okay, my mouse is back. That's handy. And once Chump caps here on Sigma, we should get the automatic win. And then we're sorted out.
We've captured resource point Sigma.
Oh, really? Wow, this is... Why did the teams have to cap 4 fucking cap points? Oh, there we go.
This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefit.
So there we go, scores updated. 12 points. And it's in total now for Comstar after that drop win. Damage numbers here we have levels there with 260 on the FCOB team. Not doing too bad in the Commando. Dubious there with 230 in the Vislinks, 220 for the Wolfhound for Anti-Mech, but otherwise, yeah, that Crab getting focused out really early, 97 damage, while the Griffin 1E managed to get out 130, an extra, 40 damage nearly there, just living long enough to do what he needed to do. Tank. Right, now, can I bring up the scoreboard now? Will it work? Ah, the scoreboard is working today. Okay, cool. So yeah, as you can see, with 2 kills and the loss on the 1v1, FCOB are only up 4 points. And Comstar Postal Service taking out 5 mechs and the win are now up to 12 points in total with the 1v1 being taken out there. Now, let me kick you from the lobby and then re-invite you from the lobby. Re-invite you to the lobby.
I'd love to be able to cast. That would be cool.
yeah, that would be good. And actually, you know what? I had to actually kick you from the lobby then. It said, "Are you sure you want to kick Bowser?" I'm like, what? He's not even here. Stupid game. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Swapped around. Swapped everyone around. Right, yes, I have. Now, we are off to... what map are we off to next? Frozen City Classic Night. Oh, okay.
So Frozen City Classic is very interesting. It's a very brawl-heavy centric map. However, there are a couple powerful Overwatch positions on each side, which teams will usually put their heavy, sometimes even a medium, like a Vapor Eagle, for example. And they can put them in those positions. They can deny Theta. They can shoot all the way across. One such position, if we pull up the map here, it is not updated.
Yeah, sorry, it should be... It'll take a second. It should be done now, I think. Yep. Should be there.
There we go. So if we clear everything. So for example, from team 2, you can go here. There's like a spire there that overlooks this whole area of the map pretty much and can scout it for free. And a common position is out here. So if you go all the way out here to the map edge, like there, you can actually see the entirety of Theta and you can shoot all the way up here. Teams like putting mechs up there on those ridge lines to shoot down. And if you put a mech out there, that can deny all of them if they don't have enough range. So
Theta really makes this interesting though, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
It really makes it interesting. What the hell do you do?
The interesting part about it is that it's from one side, it's just a canyon. It's literally just a narrow canyon that you have to avoid being trapped in. You can just get killed. And from the other side, you have this ridge to worry about. And I've seen it to where one side pushes all the way up to here, you know, something like this, and then the mechs up here on this part of the map drop down and kill them. That has happened. That will happen. And that's very interesting to see. Now, for other range positions on this map, too, we have, for example, right here, and we have right here on the dropship. Those are 2 very powerful positions, and even somewhat further back here, if you took, like, ERPPCs or ER large, for example, with an ER large ERPPC mech, like a Pop-Tart even, you could potentially see the entire map just radiating just like that. You could see everything, scout everything, theoretically.
Now, just for the viewers at home, it is drop 3, which means we've got 4 mediums and 1 heavy. That's all the guys have to choose from here. So, it's going to be a faster-ish. It's not, you know, we're not talking like 4 heavies and assaults and stuff, which comes later, and assault drops, which come later. So, I mean, does one of these teams brawl it out here? And do you try and go the ranged approach, or do you go a mixed approach? Feeling the mixed approach. Maybe one ranged.
Mixed approach is generally better. Like I said, generally you would put a range mech in a heavy, or one of the mediums, like a Vapor Eagle, for example, and you do it that way, the rest being a medium pulse or brawl. But I have also seen it. It's not a guarantee. I've also seen it to where everyone just puts the brawl, or everyone just goes full brawl, because what you can do is you just put your heavy mech in armor, like an Archer and Orion or something. You just charge into the enemy, and they have so much armor they can soak and tank forever. So that is a viable strat, too.
It's going to be interesting to see, actually. How is this going to play out?
It's a very interesting map. It plays very interesting, and because it's actually a pretty small map, the games can very quickly go one way or the other.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that is kind of the 5v5 nature here, where if you could take out a big mech or a key mech fairly early on in the game, it's going to do you pretty well towards the end.
Now, it looks like the teams are ready.
As long as you don't lose the caps, right? This is the other thing. If you dick around for 3 or 4 minutes,
even
you're in
have
trouble.
So this map is interesting. It's not. It doesn't even have to be about who loses or gains the cap. It can just be about deny. You can legitimately just deny it from one side and the other, not let either side take it, and then just focus on winning your trades or focus on your brawl rush. You don't have to deal with the cap.
What about a left field idea from one side? So the back team, the team one side, you send something straight down to Theta from Charlie Lance, and then just deny the enemy from trying to cap it back. Don't know if that'd work, but
Straight down from yes, that is something that could potentially work.
maybe.
All right, so as the teams are dropping in on Team 1, FCOB, we have a Bushwhacker P1, Vapor Eagle 3, Kintara 18, Quick Draw 4, IV4, Huntsman, SRM. So it looks like, if I can get in the cockpits here, there we go. So SRM Bushwhacker,
yeah, SRM's all round for
SRM Kintara.
Yeah. Yep.
But they have an ATM Vapor Eagle. That will be instrumental to get that damage out before it gets rushed. And looking at it, so the quick draw is MRMs, the 4-4 is MRMs, is to be expected. On the other side, though, the other side is entirely SRMs.
I'm just clicking on all their mix now. Yeah, Dervish, Kintaro, Archer, they're all SRM, man. This is just going to be a...
And it looks like both teams are converging at the dropship. This is going to be a cluster. That ATM Vapor Eagle needs to go to a wide position.
Oh, James bombed us straight in there.
And the brawl has started. He went straight in. The Bushwhacker's getting focused 60%. He's going down.
Dead.
The other Bushwhacker, 71%.
Definitely eyes. He's back. He's shot in the rear. He's shot in the front. He's shot everywhere. How are they not dead?
He's not dead yet, though. He hasn't died yet.
How are the Bushwhackers both alive?
James bombed, who went down first, not Deathly Eyes in that Bushwhacker. Now he goes down. The Archer, 71%. He's being focused very hard. He's damaged.
We have Squeebies over the back here, who's actually jump jetted over the entire FCOB team and try and getting some backs here, and has drawn all the aggro.
But the Vapor Eagle is getting rushed right now by a Kintaro. That Vapor Eagle needs to not
Can't do nothing.
Needed to be shooting further. That's a massive amount of Alpha Strike out of the fight. He's trying, but he's just not getting anything.
Comstar Postal Service actually have had taking an entire mech off the field here for FCOB, which is exactly what they want. Lamental Jester's being shot in the ass.
On this Vapor Eagle, though, he's leaving him alive too long.
Yep,
He keeps
Vapor Eagle should be
he's
dead.
Not killed him yet. Yes, he should be dead. He's shooting into the sides of the team. Andy Mech needs to get a move on and take this guy out now.
The Dervish is somehow still alive, though. He's had 2 mechs on him the entire time. The Kitaro's...
The Javelin goes down.
Oh, the
percents are very similar. The percents are very similar.
No, I think the IV4 is going to win, though, because he's just got more than all the others. I mean, Brawl's Deep is 1 touch, right? But, you know, Levels is cooked as well, but still can shoot. I don't think they can pull this back here.
But the 4-4 does go down.
Was that ammo in the legs? I didn't see. Oh no, Andy's worrying about the Vapor Eagle.
Is still up. He's still up.
He's still away. He's still alive, but Andy just needs to not shoot the Vapor Eagle right now. He needs to shoot the Kintaro. Kill the Kintaro. The Vapor Eagle can't damage you, mate. Oh dear. Oh dear. Come on, tell me he's going to turn around and do it. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh.
Andy Mech has no ammo. Going to the cockpit.
Oh, he's got no ammo left. Oh, is that what it is?
Ammo left.
I was wondering why he wasn't shooting.
No ammo
left. Jeez. Wow. Okay. There we go. Win to FCOB then, just by pure nothing other than they've got ammo. Wow. Hang on. How is Andy must only have like 3 tons on that mech or something then to have run out that quickly. Oof.
And there it goes.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't know how you run out of ammo in Kintaro. That's a critical build error from the mech lab. You cannot run out of ammo in something like that. Ever. Not ever. That's a critical misplay in the mech lab there.
And you could easily have...
Vapor Eagle up. I have a feeling that won them the game, leaving that Vapor Eagle up for too long.
Look at it though, the Vapor Eagle
was on him, but it didn't matter. He couldn't kill him. I'm not sure how or why, but
Vapor Eagle's ruined.
But he may be ruined, but he still has ATM over 20 ATMs.
Oh yeah,
that he was shooting the entire game.
If he hasn't got 600 damage, I'm going to be surprised. I'm going to be massively surprised. Wow. Yeah, Andy Mech, I think not killing that that Vapor Eagle fast enough was. And you know what? Missing all those shots too. I mean, a lot of ammo was just essentially being pissed in the wind. Maybe if he didn't miss the Vapor Eagle and he killed it quicker, maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe. Hard to say, maybe. Wow, okay, 5 kills. Let me update the scoreboard here a little bit. But again, kills do matter. So the fact that
They're not
CSP...
capping though. Why are they not capping?
Yeah, I don't know why levels isn't on the cap. You've killed all the mechs, you might as well just jump on the cap.
The Vapor Eagle is just sitting right next to the cap, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's... I'm just watching him, actually, the whole time, just not cap. The match is over, so you're allowed to cap whatever you want. It's only if you cap the wrong cap that you then have to win by killing all the mechs, unless you can cap it out, essentially. Which, well, they've already won. This is weird.
There we go, they're getting Theta, and then
Maybe,
this game is
yeah.
gonna shortly end. Maybe he went AFK, who knows?
No, he was moving. My Eagle's moving. I don't know, that's weird. Strange. Yeah, I'm gonna bet that Andy Mech had 3 tons of ammo, not 4, on that Kintaro, which you need at least 4, I reckon.
And then looking at the damage, let's see here, the Vapor Eagle, 700 damage. That is what happens, people,
Yeah.
when you leave that mech up to farm the enemy team. He basically carried the match along with that Kintaro. That was also relatively fresh at the end of the game, relatively speaking. And it's an interesting thing, too. I've seen teams do this where they ignore Kintaros. And it's like, yeah, maybe, because you have to shoot them. Or, sorry, they have so much armor, right? They're super tanky, so it's like they don't have the most firepower, but they do have the most armor. So it's like, yeah, maybe you can ignore them. But you can't ignore them to the point of letting them shoot you in the back. You
No,
can't let that
absolutely.
happen. And that's what I see a lot happening. I saw it happen that match, too.
Yep.
Like...
And just to
like,
highlight...
And that Vapor Eagle, too. Like, you have to take that off. He was in such a bad position, too. But he just lived for so long.
And Andy Mech actually did get 600 damage out of the Kintaro, and ran out of ammo.
Yeah,
I reckon...
see, the Kintaro is doing work on both sides. He was the last one up on his team, too.
Kintaro does work,
If he
man.
had the ammo, though, he would have probably been able to win that. Which is why I said, like, it's a critical mech lab error to be running out of ammo in a competitive match. It's better to be safe than sorry, to be honest.
True. I think I run 4.5 tons in my comp one, and then that is enough for near on 1,000 damage, and that's it. I mean, shit, if you haven't won at that point, you're in trouble. Now, I've just flicked over to the scoreboard quickly. We have, after that drop, what do we have? So, FCOB are on 14 points for taking the win from that drop. And Comstar Postal Service... Oh, hang on a minute. I haven't updated the scoreboard there. Sorry, my bad. Need to flick back to that, and it should load up properly now. Okay, there we go. Comstar FCOB now 14 points after taking the win there and killing the extra mech, which gets him an extra point back. And Comstar Postal Service now sitting on 16 points, so still in front, but FCOB after that great drop. Yeah, they're closing.
Not by much.
They're closing. I'm going to put up the map straight if you want to do some quick doodling there while I reset the lobby.
I don't even think there is much to doodle.
True.
I really don't.
True,
It is
true.
a very simple, one team went to one side of the dropship, or the saddle. The other team went to the other side. I believe it was CSPS who engaged first with Deathly Eyes and the Bushwhacker. And then the other Bushwhacker went in, and it went from there.
And the Bushwhackers lived a really long time.
Yes, they did. The fight only moved, what, maybe a couple hundred meters at the very end? Like, it was very self-explanatory.
It was dropship.
Absolutely.
They're true. There just wasn't a hell of a lot going on there. Now, in the next one, we are moving on to Terra Therma. It is Theta. What I'll quickly do is flick to the rules for the players at home here, just to show them what's coming up here. So we're on to round 3 this week, guys. As you can see, we're up to drop 4, and it is Terra Therma and Theta. So not a crazy wild cap that no one knows what the hell's going on with, or where it lives on the map, or they've never been there before. Everyone's been to Theta and Terra Therma. Now, we're up to drop 4 as well, which means we have 4 heavy mechs and 1 assault. So the drops are starting to get a little bit slower. Positioning is obviously much more important when you've got mechs that are basically going slower. They have a lot more weaponry though. So what do you think we're going to see here? What do you think? Because there is an inherent advantage depending on which side you spawn on here.
So Terra Firma is a very DACA heavy map due to the heat and due to the composition of the theta cap and everything, the tonnage. So generally, I've only seen DACA. Maybe one Pop Tart. It's usually like a UX Summoner Pop Tart, which is again a DACA mech. So it's pretty interesting, but the main thing that has to be considered is theta. Controlling theta is actually very difficult on this drop, as Team 2, I believe it is, has a significant advantage in holding theta.
I reckon Team 2 does as well. It's definitely my preferred side for the map. It's extremely strong, but because you've got an assault here, do you bring a Blood Asp with those high mounts maybe and really try and work that to your advantage from either side?
I don't think the Blood Asp is worth bringing, to be honest, most of the time. I really don't. It's not a very good mech, and its only use really is ECM. The high mounts are irrelevant because they just get shot before you can even peek. And if anyone is smart, they realize, oh, it has the majority of its weapons on the right torso. Just shoot that off. And so the main advantage of that mech is ECM, and that is a thing we may see is LRMs/ATMs. Both are actually pretty strong on this map.
Very good. I forgot about that.
The ECM Blood Asp would be very useful.
Actually, yeah. LRMs, ATMs are super strong because of the Team 2 side actually in that G6, G7 area actually doesn't have a hell of a lot of cover. You've actually got more cover on the other side of the map, which doesn't make a lot of sense, I guess, in some ways. But that G6 area, if they position up there with a lot of DACA, they're actually going to get lurmed and ATM to death.
So, as we see the drop starting, CSPS, we have a Nitro H, 2 Gauss, 150 rounds of ammunition, and ECM.
What?
I'm not sure what he's thinking. I don't know.
Hang on, that's it?
That's it.
Lots of DACA overall.
Ranger in the Orion 2C is Ultra 10 SRMs. So kind of a brawl mix hybrid.
Wow, you're right.
AMS, a laser AMS, interestingly enough. We have Squeebies and a Grasshopper 5H laser bomb, a Blood Asp A. Teams do like that Blood Asp, and its ECM does provide security on this map. So that is probably why they took that.
Oh, have a look at this. I'm just ducking over to the FCOB team. We've got Juices Loose in a Black Knight 7 here with 3 large and 6 ER mediums, right? That's not heat quirked. That's crazy. We've got a Gauss hammer.
They also have a Hellbringer. They also have a Laser Vomit Hellbringer.
Yeah.
And a Gauss ER Large Warhammer with the DACA Blood Asp and the DACA Knight.
Yeah.
This is interesting. A lot of lasers.
This is a really strange choice, man.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know how this is.
I have a feeling that summoner, Deathly Eyes and that summoner will have a field day if he plays his angles well. They don't have much on their team to counter him.
Wow. Okay. Heavy laser bomb for the FCOB team here.
So go and look at the Nitro on the map. He is going to E7. Look at where he is compared to the rest of his team. Is he climbing the mountain? He's climbing Mordor.
He's climbing the mountain, yeah.
He's trying to climb Mordor.
You can actually get up there in the heavy. You can actually get up there. It takes a very long time. It takes a very long time. But I mean,
and he just has a ton of ammo and ECM, so he can just try and stay up there.
The fight could be over though. I mean, by the time you actually get up there, it takes nearly 2 minutes, right?
I have a feeling their team is going to be stalling, which is what they're doing right now. Looks like they're pretty much all hiding, actually. They all went in that center, like F7 area.
Oh, the Gauss coming in here. Juices Loose is getting goused, and I don't think he realizes where it's coming from. He actually doesn't. He's looking around.
Nitro is in farm position right now.
Yep. Oh, and a massive airstrike there on levels. With a Gauss shot, drops him down to 85% from basically 100. And now, look, the Gauss guy is suppressing them all. CSPS are now starting to move in. Oh, Juice has taken 2 CT shots now, I think, from the Gauss here. This is interesting.
Yes, he looks like he's pretty hurt. 91%. Took them both to the CT in that Black Knight. A giant CT does not trade very well.
No, it does not.
With that Black, they've noticed the Nitro. So the other side has noticed the Nitro, and they are shooting him. So this is the problem.
Oh, Dubious just took a massive focus and has already lost the torso.
52% in that Blood Asp. And if that is the
Oh.
total I think it is, he is basically stripped.
It is. It is. He's stripped. He's got just a UAC 10.
And that's what happens
That's it.
when you take a blood asp. That's
Yep.
just what happens. That torso goes. You're not like 52%. A lot of mechs can still be fully operational.
Now,
Blood
look
asp,
at-
nope. You've just lost everything.
Now, look at
that's a mech
levels,
out of the fight. 4v5.
Levels Blood Asp here has taken 2 airstrikes and has basically lost everything structure-wise. Has no structure left anywhere. And the CT on the Black Knight's open, like solidly open. So the FCOB team have 3 mechs that are totally wrecked from airstrikes. And the Gauss Hammer, the Gauss Nokia, they're all
Yeah.
oh, they're weirdly hurt. But there's a flank going on here. I'm watching this flank here by Level and James
Yeah.
Bond. The CSPS even knows the
This may
flank
be
is coming.
brutal. They don't even know.
Dubious
they
is
don't
going.
even know.
No,
They
Dubious.
don't e-
They don't even shoot Dubious. He's the one that can be taken off the field right now. Oh dear. Oh dear. Because the Gauss Nokia is still controlling those other mechs in the back corner. So Levels and James Bond
The blood asp was missing a lot of shots. They did not get a lot of damage. They had the opportunity to take out a
Yep.
mech or two there, and they didn't. And now the flank is exposed.
Oh no, now they're pushing across the middle. So FCOB are finally
Yes, now
pushing.
their team's coming in to support.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That Black Knight is
The
just,
summoner
it's
is
just about
extremely
dead.
crippled.
Oh, but Dubious
And
would definitely go down in a 1-2 hit there.
they
Squeebies
need
does
to
get
kill this
juice.
Orion.
Oh,
Bravo
no.
is- okay, Bravo's basically done. He
Yep.
basically is.
Yeah, look at the Orion. He's just getting shot in
There
the
isn't
ass.
much left. There isn't much left. This is gonna be a wash. CSPS is getting dominated.
They're getting dunked on pretty hard here now. Shots in the rear, shots in the front. Oh dear. Oh dear. This Grasshopper can't live. I'm not even sure Squeeby's nose is getting shot at there. Jester over there is getting back shots in, but I mean with just 2 Gauss, it's just not
Yeah.
enough damage. How much ammo does he have
He's
left?
not shooting. He's having trouble. He missed his shot. Like, yeah. And now he's gonna
Oof.
go down in front of the whole FCOB team.
Oh yeah. He's looking at what, 4 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them. Oh yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Maybe he can kill this Warhammer. That'll give his team some points.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
That is it. A
Oh.
complete wash.
Oh, that's brutal. And look at that. James Bond and the Hellbringer. Laser bomb, fresh. Fresh as the daisy. Has taken no damage, basically.
It's not even just him. Look at the rest of his team, too.
I mean, the Night Gear Brawl's Deep's Night Gear's halved. It's only got 1 UAC 5 left. The Warhammer, though, look at that. The Warhammer and is 1 touch on the CT. And Levels is actually still got all his weapons left. No armor, no structure, but he's still got all his weapons. Okay.
I mean, he actually has armor. He has a lot of armor left.
Yeah,
Look
he's,
at
what,
him.
he's,
Like,
he's
his
orange.
French sections are all yellow.
True.
His French sections are all yellow. He's missing a lot of structure, but for being 48%,
He's still got
most of the
weapons.
strike damage,
That's
it looks
the.
like.
He's,
Yes,
he's still got
that's the
weapons.
point.
That's all you need. Yeah, you definitely
Yes.
just need weapons at this point. But yeah, wow. Okay. That Night Gear strategy. It's interesting. Interesting. I have a little bit to draw in the
Not
mini
enough
map after
weapons.
this.
Not enough weapons. And I have a feeling we're going to see that reflected in the damage. I don't think he was able to put out much damage at all.
I'm actually surprised. What you could have done is dual Gauss and a PPC, and still had ECM and enough ammo for this for a match like this. With the ER peeps, it would have been massively different. Like you would have been able to CT that Black Knight in 2 shots rather than 3 shots. Interesting. It'd be interesting to see these damage numbers. Although I did see the Nike get off a very good strike. The CSPS Nike got a very, very good strike off on Levels. That's why his mech's totally airstrike ridden all over it. Okay, let's have a look. Itchy, I'm itchy to see the numbers.
All right, so Lamento
Oof.
Chester with that strike damage, 866 damage, almost entirely of strikes. He just struck the hell out
Yeah.
of the enemy, and we just see the rest of his team, just nothing.
Yeah.
And part of the reason for that is you notice in the match how they all went to that F7 area. That is a death trap. There's
Yep.
not enough room for mechs to peek there. It's very easy to peek those mechs in from multiple different angles. And it's very easy to pincer, especially with the limited scouting that you have in these larger drop, and like this larger drop especially. So That's even why I see meta teams bring like a summoner that's flanking, like the summoner, for example, Deathly Eyes. He should like his positioning. He shouldn't have been there with all the other mechs. He should have been off wide, one direction or the other, because he has so much speed to provide scouting for the enemy team or for his team. I mean,
Look at the Dubious there getting that torso
and
taken out.
Again, we see this in the damage. They just weren't able to do damage. It's just as simple as that. They were not able to do damage.
Oh, great. So my MechWarrior just crashed. Can you let them know?
My game just crashed. Yeah, my game
Oh,
just
everyone's crashed? Everyone's just crashed. Oh, that's awesome. Must have been all that Nokia and Gauss or something caused some sort of memory error. In the meantime, I'll draw the map strat so everyone can doodle
meantime,
while we're all reloading. Yeah. Holy shit.
So basically, CSPS all just funneled into there. Like all 4 of their mechs were in there, and they relied on the Nitro. I guess the Nitro was supposed to scout. He went here, I believe. Yep. I guess their intent was the Nitro was supposed to scout. But it took him so long to get up there that any movement he could possibly have seen would have passed. And that's exactly what happened. He wasn't able to see the movement that FCOB made.
Would you have run if you were going to do that and put a mech up there? Maybe not ECM necessarily, but...
A DACA Nitro. No, ECM is fine. You can do a DACA Nitro and put it up there. It still have it in the arms. It has 3 ballistics in the arms.
I was thinking more for...
One that you can put in the torso.
I was thinking more for speed though, right? Like speed-wise. Put a summoner up there, 80 Ks an hour. At least you're going to get up there a lot quicker than a 64K.
I think the summoner's better off on a flank position. I disagree.
True.
The summoner's better off on a flank position, used as a pseudo scout or to grab some sort of angles. For example, you can rush it even past Theta to be aggressive, something like. So I think the Nitro's fine. Just the build was not. He would have had far more impact in the game than just that strike damage. He did do a lot of strike damage. His strike placements were critical because he's able to place the strikes in locations that the enemy team does not see very well. They clearly did not see his strikes very well, and he just got tons and tons of damage. And that is instrumental, actually. Like, if you get hit by strikes enough, you just lose. As you see on the Blood Asp, the Blood Asp took so much damage.
So much damage.
Just to strikes, and that's a key mech you can't have being focused like that. Just from strikes. Unavoidable damage. So it can be very difficult to deal with a position like that.
Good strikes. Good. I know what CSPS were trying to do. Suppress with that night gear, drop a lot of strikes, and then be able to come out.
But the problem is you can't put 4 mechs.
No,
You can't put 4 mechs in there. And if you do, you have to be like, okay, we're ready to go out as soon as the all clear is given. You have to make a decision even quickly, one way or the other, to make a push out of there before you take too much strike damage, before people individually peak and get hit by multiple people and take a bunch of damage. I see teams do that a lot. Is they go in the middle and they will try and shoot out of it, and it's like it takes them too long, and they've already taken 20-30% damage on a couple mechs, and then they just lose because they don't have the armor anymore. They lost that armor. Just from trying to hold that middle position. It's just not a very good position to hold with more than 1 or 2 mechs.
Yeah, or you could even spread out through F6, or you send maybe the summon around to G8.
Absolutely.
Even one more mech in F7 probably would have been okay, really, I think, because you've got that. There's a massive spire, basically where the F7 is. There's a massive spire at Theta that actually protects you from everything, from even artillery strikes. Airstrikes will still get you, but I mean, if you're providing massive crossfire and all angles, does it really matter? I don't know. Now, let me just try and find these players here. I'm just going to try and get them back into the lobby. Here they are. Now, invite. I think I've got Dubious and Andy on my list. I just have to find them. I think everyone, you know what? I think everyone actually crashed.
Interesting. New bug, perhaps.
Maybe, yeah. Mash crash, yeah, there was. Yeah. Some sort of weird lobby memory bug there. Terra Therma. Maybe there's something wrong with it. I don't know. Or the mechs. Something was wrong with one of the mechs. Something definitely. That was weird. That was really weird. Okay, so sorry chat, we're having a massive delay here. Just trying to get everyone back into lobbies and stuff because everyone's game's crashed by the look of it. So why isn't my MechWarrior showing up here anymore? Okay, there we go. That's, yeah, you know what? I've never had a match crash like that before yet. But, you know, well, anything's possible, right? This is MechWarrior Online. Now, terra firma. So Tourmaline Desert. It is Conquest, Tourmaline.
On Kappa side, which is the interesting part about this map, is the Kappa cap.
Now, what I'll do is, while these guys are getting back into the lobby, because actually, you know what? I'll show off what we're doing here with the rules very quickly. It is round 3 here, so Tourmaline Desert and the Kappa cap point. And as you will see, it is drop 5, which is 4 assaults and 1 light mech. That's it. So
Yes.
it's the big fat boy drop of the night. It's going to be super slow, but lots of weaponry. I'm going to bring up the map strat for you, mate. And this could go so. This could actually go so many ways. This can go a lot of ways.
Yes, there are a lot of ways to play it.
This is going to be good. Okay. And Kappa in that back corner. G7. Lovely Cap over here. Oh, sorry, I deleted your stuff by accident.
So, usually what'll happen is teams can go like this. You can put a mech here, a mech there. You usually send your light this way to scout, and there could be a conflict between the 2 lights that goes like that. I've seen, you can do, because you have so many assaults, so much firepower, you can absolutely do just a massive big balls Death Valley push into Kappa and take. However, if the enemy gets mechs here shooting down on you, that can be basically suicide. You can push into here through there, but let's see, this angle right here covers that very well.
You've even got those spies in G6 you can use as well. Like there's this weird little nook cranny kind of cover thing in here where you can kind of peek and poke around and have all these sort of angles pretty easily along here covered.
Theoretically, especially if you're in a light, maybe even something like a Jenner or an Arctic Cheetah or something that is high pitch, high arm pitch.
Ooh,
you can
yeah.
go all the way up to the top and just point down.
That's true. Yeah, you could also do that. Like some really annoying ERPBC business, perhaps. Slow moving assaults, they ain't going to be able to get out the way of it. It's going to be really interesting. Kappa on assault drop on Tourmaline Desert. Ooh, yeah. Now, just resetting the lobby here. So I think we're nearly good to go. So I think I've only got 2 minutes left for Team 1 here. I'll do a quick little scoreboard update. Have I checked the score? Yeah, I have checked the scores in there. We'll quickly jump across to the scoreboard, have a quick look at where the teams are at. Comstar Postal Service are well behind now, well behind after that drop. FCOB are sitting on 24 points. Comstar Postal Service only sitting on 18. FCOB killing a buttload of mechs last match, and CSPS kind of not really killing anything. They killed 1 mech, which kind of sucks.
Really a wash.
Yeah, they got rolled. They took that death F7 is just death. It's always it never works. Just doesn't work.
If you insist on taking that position, you have to have some form of scouting. You have to.
Totally agree. And they did have scouting, just didn't scout in terms of the right mech to do some scouting. He just didn't do any. So yeah, a little bit of a problem there, but yeah, what do you do about it? I don't know. Tough call. Hopefully they learn from this. You know, that's all you can go with. That they learn and adjust, and for next time, fix their shit. It's pretty much how it goes. Now, loading up the Bowser picture again because it disappeared. Move it, and there we go. All right. So just letting Team 2 know they have 4 minutes left. And then after this drop as well, we go into the drop 6, which is 1-1-1-1. So light, medium, heavy, and assault. And then your your 5th mech. You can pick whatever you want. You can pick 2 lights, 2 mediums, 2 heavies, or 2 assaults.
Looks like both teams are ready.
Oh, they're both ready. Ooh. All right, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Now we're back underway. Now we've fix up these horrible lobby issues and game crashes and all the fun stuff, you know. Oh, okay. Are you expecting a lot of DACA? I'm expecting a lot of DACA.
Most teams bring a lot of DACA.
Oh yeah, lots of annihilators. Hopefully not too many Fafnirs. Hopefully.
Now, there is something that can be good on this map. ATMs and LRMs are both strong, especially with this Kappa side, removing a lot of the normal cover angles. So we may still see something like that. That's not impossible.
I'm just zooming over to Theta now, Kappa now. There's a lot of open ground on what is it, the blue team side. Like it's pretty open over here. If you can get off some spotting and you're trying to set up some firing lines around it, there ain't really anywhere to hide. I mean, there is, but if you get narked or something and you get a, LRM 80 onto you very quickly.
Yep. All right, so
shit.
Looking at the decks, FCOB with an Executioner, Cherubi, Wolfhound 2, Maccabi, Blood Asp, and a Marauder 2C2.
Yep.
And CSPS, Wolfhound 2, Sleipnir, a Daishi, an Iwata 2A, and a Blood Asp A.
So the Marauder 2 is laser
Wolfhound's
bomb.
immediately going to Theta right now. Butterboy in that Wolfhound Annihilators, AC2s, ER medium lasers. Not unsurprising. Sleipnir's usual DACA. Butterboy is going to get that cap for free. The Blood Asp and the Mad Cat on FCOB are pushing down into Death Valley. Action is happening quickly right now. LB10, Ultra 10 Mad Cat, heavy push deck. Executioner, it's 3 PPCs up high on the ridge, shooting the CSPS assaults. Basically just farming them right now. And the Marauder is 2 large pulse, 5 medium pulse. He's a little bit behind.
So behind.
He's very behind. Yeah, he's very behind, but that shouldn't matter too much.
Look at him. Look at where we've got FCOB moved up to though. They've moved right up to the edge of Kappa almost. That's ballsy. I'll tell you what, that's ballsy.
And the Direwolf is AC2s. So basically CSPS has 2 AC2 traders and 2 DACA assaults with that Wolfhound.
And all that FCOB have is basically this one Executioner at range to suppress. The Direwolf could actually, and the AC2, oh, here we go.
But they're pushing up. They,
levels.
CSPS has seeded Theta control. They've seeded it. And, or not Theta, excuse me, Kappa. They've seeded Kappa control and they've let FCOB push up for free.
Oh, there's a massive strike on FCOB, but they don't...
Yes, the Executioner's taking heavy damage. He's not pop-tarting. He's not pop-charting. He's not abusing the mounts, the agility of the Executioner.
He's just taking all the damage. Yeah.
You can't do that. Yes.
But look, FCOB. Look. FCOB are about to walk up a ramp.
All the way up.
No.
CSPS has seeded all map control.
They have to know this. CSPS have to know that all the mechs are here for FCOB, and they can't. FCOB can't surely. They're not going to push up.
FCOB even. They have the cap too.
Bronze Deep is getting torsoed.
The Sleipnir getting heavily farmed.
But the Sleipnir though nearly took out Bronze Deep's torso on that Blood Asp at the same time. So he got farmed, but he nearly farmed back. Nearly enough. And that Jump Jet Mad 2C is kind of trying to pop-tart with large pulse lasers. Not overly effective, I wouldn't say, but interesting. Interesting.
Are heavily though, like the Blood Asp being crippled from that exchange, and the Executioner not winning his trades, very much losing his trades heavily. Actually, if we look at the percent, Daryl 78, taking some, but it doesn't matter much. Annihilator 97, Executioner's a strike behind him.
Executioner CT crit, and he's gonna get airstrike.
Hit by this strike.
Oh no! Oh yes! No,
heavy strike. He's lost an ERPPC. He's almost hacked as well.
He's done. That Executioner can't do anything now. He's lost all manner of map control here. I feel like, FCOB have really lost all their map control now. I mean, what's 2 hour PVC's gonna do?
They're
Nothing.
Just clumped here, but
1 hour PVC.
CSPS, yes. CSPS still has to make the move, and the move they're making, they're gonna kill this Executioner with these AC2 assault. If he peeks again, he's still peeking. Why?
He's still peeking, yep. And look at this, the chump is coming in the background here with the Wolfhound for CSPS to start shooting the butts of FCOB. They have no idea he's here. Oh, they know now, because he shot Butterboy in the rear torso. Didn't quite take him out. Probably should have dropped an airstrike on him before he shot, to be honest, and would have been much more effective, but, you know, these things happen. But look at FCOB. They're just stuck in a corner. They can't do anything.
Yes.
Their Executioner
They have cap control. They have cap control, but CSPS is way up on percents here and overall health, and they're closing the gap.
It can't do much.
Has another strike on him. He doesn't see it. Executioner is literally about to die.
Is he dead?
Just about. He's out of the game completely.
Has he even got an ERPVC left? He's only had one
Yes,
before.
He still has one.
Oh, okay. So CSPS now are rotating around. We're going to see a crossfire
The
here.
best bet we would see
Oh,
of FCOB is to just hide, legitimately. But they're getting exposed to the AC2s. They're getting
Oh,
farmed.
Brawl's
This
Deep is
one
getting
is
hammered.
extremely farmed by the AC2.
Oh, what's the
Blood
toss-out?
Axe from CSPS is pushing up. Brawl's Deep is
Brawl's Deep is dead, yep.
And now they're focusing the Mad Cat. The Mad Cat's going to die quickly. There's a strike on him, too.
And
Product needs to go and help, and the Wolfhound needs to be shooting at the same time. There's just not enough. The Wolfhound's shooting back. That it's going to be
The
a
Wolfhound
wash.
is getting
It's gonna be a
everyone's
complete
butts.
wash.
Everyone's butts here, this Wolfhound. The chump is nibbling on everybody's bumhole. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Juice is loose. Not going to be able to do much here in a Laservom CXL Mad 2C with jump jets. And does not able to do anything.
That is going to be
dear.
it. The Wolfhound is going to die, and that's
Dang.
a complete wash. Not a single kill for FCOB, and that is it.
And he's dead. Man, look at that. A 5-0 wash. I think that puts CSPS at points even with FCOB. Or pretty bloody close to it now.
Yes.
A 5-0 reply there from CSPS after losing 4-1 last drop. That is huge.
Yes.
Huge reply from these guys. Let's have a look at the damage. Okay, so Dubious is pretty wrecked, but not wrecked massively.
Wolfhound is fresh. The
Direwolf's
Direwolf is
not too
basically
bad.
one hit and half. The Blood Asp is basically one hit. Annihilator is pretty fresh, though almost
Annihilator's,
half. And the Sleipnir is not very fresh. So, even though it looks like a wash, it was actually pretty close. Like, just think of this. If that Executioner had been a DACA assault, and they had focused more on their strategy, I think this even could have been a win for FCOB. I think that they lost it again in the mech lab. We
Or
talk
even-
about losing matches in the mech lab. I think that Executioner, he did not abuse the positive traits of that mech properly to try and outtrade those AC2 assaults, and got outtraded and lost the map control.
I'm
So,
just
at
moving
that
into sort of a position roughly where you can kind of pop-tart with the Executioner,
Yes.
sort of left and right across these spires.
you have to be pop-tarting and
And
using
not- yeah, and not taking
angles
damage,
up
doing
and
this.
down and diagonals. That's exactly right, especially when you're trading so heavily against AC2s. It has the ability to do it, and if you
Even-
take that mech, you have to, because otherwise you're giving up a powerful and tanky DACA. So the Executioner it's not squishy, but it's not particularly tanky either.
See, even over here where the Executioner died, you could be pop-tarting, just jump jetting left and right, almost jump out
that's
and then
exactly right, yes.
mask back into the corner. Pop out,
That's
mask
exactly
back
right.
in. Yeah. I feel like he was trying to take on and control the map and hold the cap,
Yes,
but
he's trying to control the map.
didn't work.
He was just trying to exert pressure, but you can't when they have two AC2 trader assaults.
Yeah.
It's
One mech is one mech is just not able to hold that.
Yes,
you know,
that's
it's just
exactly
not
right.
just not possible. Oh, wow.
FCOB's light as well, playing very passive. He was just
Yeah.
sitting with the assaults. That's actually strike bait too. If they had been striking that area, he could have easily eaten strikes. He needs to be off wide, pressuring angles.
Now I'm just looking at the map here where the FCOB light, the Wolfhound, he could have basically run all the way around the back here, or even run through here. There's a little gap here in the spires up through the middle. He could easily run up
Yes.
and actually come back and strike. Where Dubious is standing right now, he could easily be popping out and dropping airstrikes on the entire enemy team and being a real pain in their ass, but
That's exactly right.
didn't happen. Didn't happen there
He
for
can even
FCOB.
move past Kappa if we can clear some of these blockers here, and he can even move past Kappa all the way right up to here, right up to there, and that allows you to shoot the people who go over here,
All
and
right,
to
we
shoot
got-
the people who are over here.
We've got some damage numbers here. The Annie 2A665 for Squeebies there with the AC2 Annie. The Direwolf not too far behind with 540.
500. Pretty even damage numbers. The Executioner did 500 damage, which is all right, and then the rest of his team just not able to do the
They
damage.
got collapsed
Didn't take
upon,
that
man.
shooting.
Too quickly, too hard. Like, you gotta...
While the Executioner did damage, it wasn't enough damage, and he traded too much of his armor in return.
Executioner could have pulled off 800 damage, actually, if there was a bit more map pressure.
Even more.
from the
even more.
light,
He doesn't even
yeah.
he doesn't even necessarily need the map pressure. He just like we could clearly see he was taking too much damage when he was
Yeah,
trading.
oh, yeah.
Trading 2v1, it's like when you're doing that, you have to play careful. You just have to. Or if that happens.
All right, looking at this.
Because as soon as the Executioner went down, his whole team got collapsed upon, and that was the end of the story.
Oh, looking at the scoreboard. It's Comstar Postal Service now on 28 points to FCOB's 25. A 5-1 win there. Just pulling the match back. Because no kills at all there for FCOB. That drop. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Savage beatdown.
That's brutal, actually. For their scoreline, that is extremely brutal for these guys. Excuse me. FCOB have to do something special in this last drop now. They have to pull out something really, really special here. I'm going to go to the map strat while I swap all these guys around. So feel free to do some explaining of that one, because that was a good idea, but maybe poor execution from the FCOB team, I feel. The idea was there, they just didn't do it.
So like I said in the match, letting them push all the way up to Kappa is extremely dangerous. If they weren't being aggressive either, if you notice. They weren't like cresting the hill. They didn't want to peek into CSPS at all. They were content to just wait and hide, which when your mech is losing the trade like that, when that executioner is losing those trades, you have to make that decision drastically. You notice as an executioner was standing there just losing his trades, and as his percent was going down, 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 all their mechs were just idling. They were just waiting. You have to take advantage of the situation.
Going to clear the board off here, but I really think that if the Wolfhound just came up sort of here, or like you were sort of saying, around the back here, that Wolfhound just, when all the CSPS team was basically just sitting here, just dackering because they could, we had plenty of free shots. If the Wolfhound was there turning them, dropping some airstrikes, being a real pain in the ass, would have actually let the other guys...
That would have helped as well, yes.
...do some work here from FCOB into this sort of H6 area and actually started to soften them up a bit, you know?
Yes.
Oof. Ooh, it's going to come down to the last drop of the day to see who wins. I like it.
Absolutely. This is a close series. I like close series.
And you know what? It's River City Conquest, and it is Theta. Start drawing this one, man, because this is all sorts of shit can happen on this map with Theta. Like, it is... Oh dear. Oh dear. River City, such a challenging map, I feel, for a lot of teams to play, because there's just so much can happen here. And there's a lot of cover. There's a lot of approach lanes. You can play long range. You can play mid range. You can even brawl on this map. You can do everything. Yeah. What do you think? Div C,
So,
they've brawled a lot.
looking at the map.
Haven't done a lot of long range. There've been a lot of DACA and a lot of brawl from these Div C teams. They haven't really
I
gone
have a
long
feeling
range.
that trend is going to be repeated. However, there are two important positions that have to be noted on this map. Right here for Team 1, extremely important, has Overwatch on the entire map, and likewise Upper City here, as it is known for Team 2. Those are power positions, and if you stick a powerful, long-range, emphasis on range trading mech there, 900, 950, 1000 plus meter optimal, then you can do heavy damage all the way across the map. And it looks like the teams are almost ready. Man, these guys are fast. I don't even have time to talk, Barry.
This is the problem I had last week in, what was it, the lowest div, or Div E or whatever or something. They were ready as soon as I dropped out. I'd swap their teams over and they were just like, we're ready. I'm like, I need time to talk. It's good though. I mean, they're quick. They know they've got a game plan and they're sticking to it, you know? They're not going to, they're not going to deviate from that. So,
So I'm just drawing rough line positions here.
I think H6 is actually a good spot.
Yes, it is.
That people
overlook. Because there's a medium in this drop. A lot of teams like the Vapor Eagle. But even if you instead take like a Vulcan or even a Vapor Eagle, I believe you can take two. But usually teams will be taking 2 assaults. Usually it is 2 assaults because you want that armor and you want that damage. However, theoretically, you could do 2 mediums. You could do...
I've seen 2 heavies a lot. I've seen 2 heavies a lot where they drop a really fast assault and go for the brawl and bring 2 really fast heavies like a linebacker and an Orion 2C or something.
That's interesting.
Running nearly 80 Ks. Yeah.
That is extremely dangerous strategy. It relies on that assault to not die quickly, and they do die quickly because the enemy team will usually have Annihilators, Sleipnirs, whatever, and it's walking into that amount of firepower. It usually does not end well because you just don't have the armor. The heavies don't have the armor of the assaults, and it looks like both teams are ready.
Yeah, both teams are ready. I'll just... I'm just checking that they're both here because we've been very, very busy talking today. But yeah, I've seen 2 heavies a lot, man, in the lower divs where, they bring a gargoyle normally and then run 80 Ks an hour with all the other mechs.
I've seen a lot of gargoyles.
Yeah.
The gargoyle is an interesting one, and we may actually see that here too. We may legitimately see that here.
Maybe again. I don't know. There's been a lot of talk on the comp Discord
Very
about gargoyles
dangerous.
the last 2
It's
weeks as
very
well.
dangerous because it's easily focused. The gargoyle is easily focused. It has poor hitboxes. It heat caps quickly, and it has low DPS in most configurations and builds. So
I just run 17 cool strikes. There we go. Cool shots. Although you can't. But yeah, no, it's been really interesting to see what teams have done. Whether some have gone 2 assaults, but it hasn't actually, in the lower divs at least anyway, hasn't always been the flavor. I think I even saw last week 2 mediums were brought. I was like, what is going on here? And I think they ended up pulling the win off.
yeah, that's interesting. That can be, especially if the assaults get killed by too many angles, they let themselves to take too much damage. That is possible.
That's the thing, right? Mobile mechs, 2 mediums,
so
Vulcans, and stuff like
They are
that.
about to be in Vulcan, Blood Asp, Grasshopper, Laser Bomb, Annihilator 1P with those ER larges for CSPS and a Wolfhound 2. So they've taken a interesting approach here. And Team 2, Mad Cat 2 be Blood Asp, FCOB, sorry, Wolfhound 2, Vapor Eagle 3, that is going to be ATMs, and the Nightshire Prime.
Blood Asp Elemental Jester has 4 ER PPCs on it, as well as the Annie 1P with the 5 ER large.
All right, so they have brought trading assaults to contest those power positions that we talked about.
This is going to be an interesting one. Now, I don't know how you feel about it, but I know my position on it. The ER large Grasshopper 5H. Oh.
It's not ER largest, though.
No, it's 3 ER large, 4 mediums.
Yes,
so
it's laser bombing, so he won't be trading with that. He'll have to move closer, and he won't be able to out-trade. CSPS does like their trade. They're a more tradey team, from what I understand. They have experience in faction play, and most of the people have experience in faction play, and that is usually like a trading meta, static trading meta. So they have more experience trading, and we see that here. They have a heavy emphasis in trading next almost all these drops, and we see it again with the ERPPC Blood Asp and the Annihilator 1.
But you see, if you look at Dubious,
the
right?
thing will be the DPS. FCOB has so much DPS in Alpha Strike.
Oh, wow, yeah.
team
Jeez, they have got all DACA, haven't they? Holy shit.
all DACA and an ATM. My worry is that if they realize CSPS is lacking on DPS, they can go straight in, and that will be extremely bad for CSPS. And we already see Death Eyes in the Vulcan, 84%.
Oh, shit, yeah. He knows they're there, but he's CT crit.
78%.
He's
He
CT
has
crit.
been nailed. He is CT.
Oh, dear, dude. It's... Uh-oh.
There's a push happening. There's a push happening right now. Going to Rock Garden, or going to Spaceport from Rock Garden. A hard push from FCOB. They're taking a lot of damage, but that Vulcan, 68%. That's extremely bad for CSPS, as that's one of their only anti-pushing backs. As we see, they're kiting. They're trying to pull distance. Blood Asp and Annihilator are about to turn around. Grasshopper too.
Oh, ATM's just definitely eyes up a little bit more on the damage there. Now I'm watching the FCOB brawl push up here on the left-hand side. The CSPS mechs are moving back, but the Annie is moving backwards.
Is being heavily focused
Hammered
right now.
He's getting hammered. He's getting absolutely hammered here.
However, FCOB has not taken no damage. The Wolfhound has been hurt. Matt Blood Asp is hurt quite a bit.
Oh, geez. Any 1P for Squeebies is in the super open here. This is definitely not good for him at all. He's only going to last another second.
Vapor Eagle is almost legged.
Boom.
But the Annihilator does go down, but the Vapor Eagle is almost legged. That'll be a heavy loss if he does get legged.
Oh, yeah, he is. Nearly both legs are nearly gone on him already.
Yes.
Now, the Vulcan here for Deathly Eyes is kind of cornered. He can't go anywhere. They're surrounding Deathly Eyes here. Is he going to live through this or not?
The
Grasshopper's
was trying to cover him.
He lives.
He won't be able to.
Oh, the ATM's got him.
Goes down.
The ATM's get him.
And Blood Asp are going to get collapsed. This is a wash.
Yeah.
An absolute wash.
This is not going well. They do not have the DPS.
They did not bring the damage. They did not bring the DPS. I don't think they realized just how easy it is on these bigger drops to push.
Yep.
On this
is an easy big DACA push map sometimes. Yep. Oh dear. Lamental's getting shot in the butt. Oh, now Dubious goes down. Oh dear. Lamental Jester here going nearly dead. Not
Very
quite.
good damage spread on all of FCOB too.
They've rotated out.
Damage spread.
And look, Levels being very careful there in that almost legged Vigil, not to be killed off.
There's an interesting thing here. They still have the Wolfhound 2. They left the Grasshopper alive. They're leaving it. They're leaving the Grasshopper.
No, it's dead.
Did he die?
Ned's died. Yeah, it might be bugged. You might be bugged out.
Yeah, it is bugged. I'm bugged out.
He died right at the end there, I think.
However, the Wolfhound is still up, and importantly, CSPS has cap control.
The issue that we have here, though, CSPS didn't full cap the cap. They only basically
right.
slither capped it, right? So with 5.5 minutes just about left, by the time FCOB get this, they will
Here's the
actually
thing,
get 100
though.
caps back.
FCOB is hurt. FCOB is
True.
hurt. And the Wolfhound is fresh. So
Are we
I'm
gonna?
not sure.
Let me have a look at here. Butterboy. Butterboy's legs are red.
The Wolfhound, though, is just like running off to the side of the map. I think he's trying to play for kills, I think. Though he kind of needs to be more in the center of the map, right?
I think what he's doing is he's running all the way around the back to maybe sort of come up on the rear end of some of these assaults, but trying to go on the really, really long way. He could have cut through the city, through sort of just above Kappa, sort of through that city rather than run all the way around the back to the drop zones, but I mean, you know what? There's no reason why he can't pick off this Vapor Eagle here. I'm looking at levels right now. There's no reason he can't pick him off. Yeah.
There's quite a few kills he could actually get, and they have time.
And look at Levels. He's hiding. Levels is hiding in a corner. And I mean, if I was him, honestly, at this point, I'd just be shutting down. Like, just shut down. You know the Wolfhound is not going to have some sort of probe or anything to know you're even there. Just shut down. You don't appear on the radar 9 times out of 10 at these kind of levels.
Wolfhound is making his move in. He's making a very powerful pincer.
Oh dear. Do they know he's there? They don't know he's there yet. And Juice, let's have a look at Juice. Oh, Juice is loose. He's still got a fair bit of armor left. He's open to the rear, but oh no, the chump walks straight through the open. Oh no!
Yeah, they found him. This is bad. And he just got shot by the ATM.
He just walked straight through the open into a massive firing line and took 20%, 15% damage. Ayah. That's not ideal. That is not ideal at all. I mean, he is going for the Vapor Eagle, right? That's the target here. Levels, by actually shooting then, kind of gave himself away, his position.
Yes, he did, but does he realize it? I don't know if he even realizes it. I think he's just panicking right now. He's not sure what to do.
No, see, they don't realize that the Wolfhound dropped underneath.
Time is of the essence, too. Like, he doesn't have forever. He does not have forever to do.
Now, there's no actual way that Comstar can win on caps, even in 3 minutes. The caps will come pretty close to just in favor of FCOB, actually. Just in favor, but well, I think just in favor. It should work out.
I'm not sure why he's standing here. I'm not sure.
I think he's trying to go for the cap win, to be honest.
Maybe he doesn't realize that he could kill. See, now, there's a fight going. See the Wolfhound.
Oh, Wolfhound's already going to be legged. The chump should be able to finish him off here. Butterboy should be dying here. Yes, he is. He's going to die. He's legged.
He's giving his wrong leg. He just shot.
Oh no! Oh, ATMs are going to come into the fight as well. Oh shit!
ATM.
Oh, Chump gets him down, but does he get ATM?
He's going to be ATM. He's going to be ATM.
Oh, he got ATM to the anus!
He goes. You have to be careful when you're being hit by those ATMs.
Oh.
Immediately, you must run. You must retreat, or that is what happens. You just die.
I feel like he could have just legged him and run away.
Yes. As soon as he got shot by the first ATM volley, immediately disengage.
Run away. Run, be chicken, run.
He had a chance.
Run away.
He had a chance. Unfortunately, taken away by the ATM Vapor Eagle.
The ATM Vapor Eagle, once again, the ATM's just really ruining the fun. Well, not the fun, but taking the win. And I mean, I guess that's what counts here. That is what we're after. At least they got one extra kill there, Comstar Postal Service, but it could have been two kills and maybe an actual drop win. With a little bit more careful play there from the Wolfhound.
Yes.
Okay, damage. Let's have a look.
Looking at the damage, we see CSPS did not get the damage out. The only mech on their team that did any amount of damage was the Blood Asp, and that's because he just got some early shots, so they were pushing, obviously.
Yep.
And FCOB had a good damage spread, as we see the Nitro, Vapor Eagle, and Mad Cat all 500 or over. Meanwhile,
pretty
CSPS
decent.
Not a single mech 500 or over.
Actually, when you think about the drop actually and the tonnage in the drop, that's actually quite a high amount of damage. 500, 500,
Yes.
500, 400,
Yes.
300. That's a lot of damage actually to spread around a medium and a light and a heavy. So,
Yes.
A little bit of inaccurate shooting there from FCOB, but pulling the win out nonetheless. Who cares how you get the win as long as you get it, right?
Exactly right.
Wow, okay. And look there, the Vulcan there getting massively caught out early.
That
Definitely
Vulcan
that huge.
was instrumental in CSPS, being able to stop or at least thwart their And that is a common thing we see is a light or a medium in this drop, in this 5v5 league, overextending and getting heavily damaged or killed. And it's that kind of situation that immediately turns the game one way or the other. Those lights are your flank pressure, those lights are your DPS, and those lights are your push stoppers and your cappers. Like they're just universal, and that's why you see teams take the Vulcan, take the Wolfhound, both of them. Like that's why you see that.
Just looking at the scores, so FCOB take out the drops this evening, this afternoon or the morning, depending on where the hell you live. 35 points to 30 in the end there. Could have actually been a worse scoreline for CSPS. Able to get a kill at the end. Could have got 2, could have nearly got 3, and maybe could have pulled the cap win off. We will never know.
Exactly right.
In the meantime, we're going to do some map track, because that was a pretty good one, actually. That was a very interesting of how to position, what to do, and also to learn what not to do next time. Are you going to start drawing, or do you want me to start drawing?
You can go ahead.
So we had CSPS here put a couple of mechs up the top here around the Gamma area, not on the actual cap, because you don't want to do that. And both were ER PBCs, and also the Grasshopper with only 3 ER large and 4 ER mediums. So kind of a mixed range there with long range and sort of medium range as well. Basically, FCOB sort of kind of did this one into the rock area. Daka pushed across, realized they weren't going to be able to get up here, and essentially just rotated around the back. The Annihilator was sort of moving backwards in this direction. The other ERPBC
back there with him too.
They kind of moved back, then they kind of moved around, but FCOB just had a massive Daka firing line.
The game was basically won. Like, as soon as where you're drawing on the map, like right there is where the game was won, to be honest with you. It was just snap, and it's won.
I don't want to say the game was won here almost. Before they even got to this point, they'd already won.
Right. Yeah. Yes.
And unfortunately, I think where was the Vulcan? He kind of got... the Vulcan kind of got hammered here from CSPS around here somewhere. Oh, sorry, you're right here. And he ran back here and got hit a second time and just way too much damage early. Like you said, you know, having the Vulcan and a Wolfhound medium pulse, they're a push stopper. You know, they're a butt sniffer kind of mech. You know, like you got to turn around. You got to deal with that shit. You can't just let them shoot you in the butt or you're gonna die. Losing your push stopper mechs and anti aggression
especially
really
when
hurts.
you don't have a push deck yourself. You have a very weak deck to pushes. Losing that is instrumental.
Yep. Yeah, rough one there for CSPS. I get what they were trying to do, just didn't quite spot that brawl push enough.
I think they did not, like, putting both the assaults in range is bad.
Yeah.
And if you're going to put both of the assaults in range, you have to compensate by making everything else DPS, which they did not do.
Yeah, or even putting large lasers on the Grasshopper, not ER larges, would have given a little bit more DPS as well. I mean, the mech's pretty good. You can alpha it 3 times, I think, with just large lasers as opposed to ER larges. But, I mean, at that point when you're getting pushed that heavy, there ain't much you can do about it with Daka versus laser. It's a very uphill fight, you know?
Yeah, I would say CSPS lost that match heavily in the mech lab.
Maybe if they brought in the assaults...
And it's interesting. It's interesting, too. I know what you're about to say. You're about to say that if they had brought AC2s, and you're exactly right on that. Example, Tourmaline, where they brought AC2s as their traders.
I was pretty much going down that road. Where's the Annie with the AC2s instead of ER larges?
Exactly right. Imagine if they had brought AC2s instead of the PPCs and the ER larges.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
AC2s have high range. They're easy to trade at range. Or with at range, I should say. They're powerful. Now, that's not a guarantee, right? Because imagine they brought a Direwolf. Direwolves die very easily when pushed on.
But
very,
I mean,
very easily.
Even in the upper city, right? You could have at least with a Daka Annie and maybe ER PPC and another Daka mech or something, been able to hold a full Daka push pretty easily. The Annie can tank. See, the FCOB guys, if they were going to brawl push, they're not bringing Annies because they're too slow, right?
Replace the 2 Direwolf with, I don't know, something else with AC2. Something like a Mauler would have probably been better too. A Mauler / Annihilator, Direwolf / Annihilator, something like that. Even if they did brought the Direwolf, like, even if, that would have been so much better than bringing the PPCs and the largest, and they can still trade. That's the important thing. You can still trade.
If you're going to turret in the airport...
That's why AC2s are actually a very strong weapon system, because they have a hybridization of DPS and trade.
Yeah, I was Yeah, it's funny that you said, oh, yeah, I know what I'm going to say. I was like, yeah, we're thinking the same thing at the same time. Like, you can absorb a push, and actually, if you put an Annie up there and something else again with AC2s, with, you know, some good quirks, easily tank out those UAC 10s from the clan mechs coming in. No problem.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go. That kind of rounds out the drop. I do have another drop in. When is it? 2.5 hours, I think. Let me double check that. I have to double check. Is it 2100 your time? So 9 p.m. That is in 2.5 hours, right?
Yes.
2.5 hours.
I believe.
Hour and a half. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll be back in about an hour and a half, guys. I'll see if the other MWO League's channel is still streaming with Kraz and Bearclaw doing Aces Wild. No, they're just about finished by the look of that. So I won't bother transferring you guys over to that channel. We will be back in an hour and a half. You're going to be back as well, right?
Yes.
Yes, me and Bowser, we will be back. We will do this again. Stick around. Well, don't stick around. Just make sure you click the lovely little follow button
Some
up there.
exciting games to be had, and more will be had later. So do stay tuned, everyone.
Now, I'm just going to have a look. What do we have next? We have CrossFit and 42. So a Div C match again. Clan CrossFit, the Aussie New Zealand crew, and 42. I don't know who's in the team these days. I'll have to have a quick look. Actually, you know what? I'm going to quickly flick over to the standings. Standings right here, right now. So GNX are on top. 42 is second, and CSPS third, because the Division B boys is actually the transferal of Division A teams down. And Crossfire are fourth. So, you know what? This is a massive game for 42. They're on 80 points. They could easily overtake GNX here if they could have a good 30-point, 40-point haul tonight. And same for Crossfire, after a pretty rough performance from CSPS, could easily jump a position. They could nearly jump 2 positions here if they really smash 42.
Overall, we saw a strong, coordinated effort tonight from FCOB. The strats seem solid. The mechs generally.
Yep.
If they can patch up that Tourmaline drop, that heavy drop on drop 4, whatever map it may be, whenever they play next.
Yeah. Look, I agree. It was the Tourmaline drop did not go well, but I mean the other drops were 5-3, 5-2. The mechs were wrecked. So yeah, I mean, like we've always said, you look at a scoreline, it might be 5-2. Doesn't mean it wasn't super close when 2 mechs are basically one shot, right?
Especially in this 5v5 league.
Yeah.
Everything in this league happens so very quickly.
One shot, one kill, all of a sudden it's not 5-2, it's 5-3, or it's 5-4, and bang.
Like,
or 4-4, and you can turn them out the round.
That Vulcan taking that damage. He probably took that damage in the span of 5 to 10 seconds.
Yep.
But in those 5 to 10 seconds, that almost completely sealed the fate of CSP.
Yep, I totally agree.
That is how quick it goes.
One mistake is massive in 5v5. 8v8, well, you can need a little bit of damage like that. Play a little bit more cautiously and go, you know what? That's all I need to do. Be a bit more cautious, report what I see, do what I need to do. But in 5v5, man, you take that damage, you get smacked and shellacked that hard, that early. Oh, it's an uphill battle. You really have to pull some rabbits out of hats to win those games back. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining me, mate, and we'll be back in an hour and a half, I think, or
Absolutely.
2 hours. Until then, guys, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, I'm pretty certain the other channel's basically finished. I can see they're on River City, so I'm not going to bother sending you over there because you're only going to see about 30 seconds of fighting, and that's about it. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later on, Bowser. I'll see you later as well, mate.
Yes.
All right, guys. Ciao for now. We'll be back.